Surgical, relentless, personal. You are a starter. You are brilliant at starting. The plan, the energy, the vision of who you will become once this thing finally works. And then, somewhere in the middle, you disappear. Not dramatically, not in one moment. You just stop showing up. And the cycle begins again. New goal, same ending. This video is about why. Think about your phone right now. How many apps did you download fully intending to use that you have not opened in months? Think about your Notes app. How many half-written business ideas are sitting in there, fully formed in the first paragraph, dead by the third? Think about the gym membership, the online course you bought and never finished, the book on your nightstand with a bookmark on page 47. That has not moved in 6 weeks. The graveyard of your unfinished things. Every man has one, but most men look at that graveyard and draw the wrong conclusion. They say, I'm just not disciplined enough. I am lazy. I am not built for this. Wrong. Every single time, wrong. The reason you quit everything you start has nothing to do with discipline, nothing to do with laziness, nothing to do with the goal being wrong or the timing being off or the resources being unavailable. It has everything to do with what happens inside your brain in the specific window between the excitement of starting and the silence of the middle. And once you understand what happens in that window, you will never quit the same way again. Here is what actually happens. When you start something new, your brain releases dopamine, not because you achieved anything, because the possibility feels real. The new gym? Hit. The new business idea? Hit. The new morning routine? Hit. Your brain cannot tell the difference between the reward of doing the thing and the reward of imagining yourself doing the thing. So it rewards you for starting, before you have done anything. Before any real work has happened, before the hard part has even arrived. And then the hard part arrives. Day 4, day 12, day 21. The novelty wears off. The dopamine from possibility dries up. The work is no longer new, it is just work. Difficult, repetitive, unrewarded work with no guarantee it will ever pay off. And your brain, which got used to being rewarded just for starting, suddenly finds itself in a deficit. No hit, no reward, no dopamine, just the cold, silent, grinding reality of the middle. And so, it starts building a case. This is not working. This was not the right thing. Now is not the right time. You should pivot. You should rest. You should start something new. And starting something new gives you the hit again. That's the loop. That's the trap. You are not a quitter. You are a dopamine addict who discovered that starting is the fastest way to get the drug. Surgical, relentless, personal. But it goes deeper than brain chemistry, because every time you quit, something else happens, something more permanent. Something that brain chemistry alone cannot explain. Every time you quit, you cast a vote. Not for a political party, not for an idea, for a version of yourself. The vote says, this is who I am. I am the man who starts. I am not the man who finishes. And here is the brutal truth about identity. It does not form from grand moments. It does not form from declarations and decisions and motivational speeches. It forms from evidence. Small, repeated, daily evidence. Every morning you follow through is a vote for the man who finishes. Every morning you quit is a vote for the man who doesn't. And most men, without realizing it, have been voting the same way for years, until the identity is so locked in that quitting no longer feels like a choice. It feels like a personality trait. That is just who I am. I am not a finisher. That sentence is the most dangerous lie a man can tell himself. Because identity is not fixed. Identity is not fate. Identity is not something you were born with. Identity is the current score of a game you can change right now by changing the next vote you cast. Let me name the exact traps, the specific moments where most men quit and what is actually happening in each one. Trap 1. The Day 2 drop. You started yesterday. You were fired up. Today, the feeling is gone. You are waiting for the feeling to come back. It is not coming back. The feeling was the starter motor, not the engine. The engine is discipline, and discipline does not feel like anything. It just moves. Trap 2. The comparison collapse. You are on week 3. You look at someone who has been doing this for 3 years, and the gap between where you are and where they are feels so wide that continuing feels pointless. You are comparing your chapter 1 to their chapter 20. That comparison is not information. That comparison is poison. Trap 3. The invisible progress problem. You have been working, genuinely working, and you cannot see the results yet. So your brain concludes it is not working. But nothing real is visible in the early stages. The tree does not show above ground for years while the roots go 20 feet deep. You are building roots. The ground looks empty. Keep digging. 4. The perfectionism exit. You cannot do it perfectly right now, so you decide not to do it at all. Perfectionism is not a high standard. Perfectionism is fear wearing the costume of quality. Done imperfectly every day beats perfect once, then never again, every single time. Here is the truth that the quitting loop never wants you to reach. Every extraordinary thing ever built was built by someone who felt like quitting and kept going anyway. Not because they were more talented, not because it was easier for them, not because they had a secret source of motivation that you were not given. Because they understood one thing you have not accepted yet. The feeling of wanting to quit is not a signal to stop. It is confirmation that you are in the right place. Easy things do not make you want to quit. Only the things worth having create that specific resistance, that specific heaviness, that specific voice that says, "This is too hard." That voice is not your enemy. That voice is the gatekeeper. Every man who ever built something real walked past that gatekeeper. Not once, every single day, for years. No one is coming to carry you past it. You have no choice but to walk. The debt must be paid, in full, in the middle, in the silence, in the dark. Surgical, relentless, personal. Here is your assignment. 5 steps, starting today. Step 1. Choose one thing. Not 3, not 5, not a list of resolutions. One thing that matters most right now. The thing you have started and stopped more than twice. The thing that keeps coming back to you, even after you abandon it. That is the thing. Write it down. Step 2. Commit to 30 days of minimum viable action. Not the perfect session, not the full hour, not when you feel ready or motivated or aligned. The minimum. 20 minutes, 1 page, 1 set. The minimum done daily is more powerful than the maximum done occasionally. Step 3. Remove the option to quit before day 30. Not permanently, just for 30 days. Quitting is not on the table. When the voice comes, and it will, you do not engage with it. You do not argue with it. You do not negotiate with it. You say 2 words, "Not today," and you sit down and do the minimum. Step 4, track presence, not results. A simple calendar, a simple X for every day you showed up. Do not track progress. Do not track outcomes. Track only this: did I show up today? After 7 days, the streak becomes its own motivation. After 21 days, it becomes identity. After 30 days, you are a different man. Step 5. At the end of day 30, evaluate honestly. Not before, not on day 12 when it feels hard, not on day 19 when you cannot see progress. Day 30. Then and only then, you decide if this is worth continuing. Almost every man who makes it to day 30 continues, because the man on day 30 is not the same man who started on day 1. You came here today carrying a graveyard. Every unfinished thing, every abandoned goal, every version of yourself you almost became but left somewhere in the middle. I am not going to tell you to leave that graveyard behind. I am going to tell you to use it. Let every unfinished thing make you angry, not at the world, not at the circumstances, at the pattern. And then, for the first time, do not let the pattern win. Pick the one thing. Start today, and when the middle comes, and it will come, stay. Not for anyone else, for the man on the other side of 30 days who has been waiting every time you quit to finally exist. If this found you at the right moment, do not let it be another thing you started and didn't finish. Right now, in the comments, write the one thing you have been quitting, the thing that keeps coming back. One sentence below, right now. That is not an admission of weakness. That is the first vote for the man who finishes. Subscribe to Savage Rise. Every week, one mirror, one truth, one protocol for the man who is done being a starter and ready to become a finisher. Share this with one man in your life, the one sitting on a graveyard of unfinished things who needs to hear this today. The cycle ends when you decide it ends. Not tomorrow, right now. The starter lived in possibility. The finisher lived in legacy. Savage Rise.